and welcome to today's Yorkshire Voice at 4 o'clock. I'm Amy Goodall. Coming up on today's show, we look forward to Leeds United's playoff semi-final, second leg against Derby on Wednesday. Find out why these runners had a reason to celebrate this weekend after completing the Leeds Half Marathon. And it's Mental Health Awareness Week this week. We'll be joined in the studio later by Gemma Berwick. She's won an award for promoting rugby alongside mental health. Leeds United took a big step towards the playoff final as they beat Derby County 1-0 in the first leg of the semi-final on Saturday. They'll be looking to complete the job on Wednesday night and make it to Wembley. Our reporter Matthew Ramage has more.
United continued their 100% record against Derby this season, but the result was marred by controversy. Referee Craig Pawson awarded a penalty to the Rams, but then overturned the decision after conferring with his assistant. The result has left Leeds in the driving seat ahead of Wednesday's second leg at Elland Road.
Yeah, well, Saturday went better than expected, really, because obviously we went in the game slightly as underdogs, if you like, because Derby were in better form than us. But we played really well and probably should have won more than the one goal, really. That's the disappointing thing. If we'd have gone into Wednesday's game 2 or 3 up, I think it would have been a formality, but it's still finally poised at the moment. But I thought, yeah, the team really stood up and played really well Saturday, and it was one of our better performances in the last sort of few months. All the comebacks that we had last week, yeah, I mean, it's definitely not over yet. If Derby get an early goal on Wednesday, then it's back to square one again. So it'd be nice to get a nice early goal and then sort of take it from there. But Leeds, obviously, you could say they've blown it already by not getting automatic. We're all hoping that they won't blow it now, being in such a dominant position for Wednesday as well. 4 of the 7 goals we've scored against them this season have come from Roof. It's going to be a massive loss, really, but then again we've got Bamford to come in from his suspension, so he's a ready-made replacement. So hopefully he'll do the trick as well on Wednesday when he plays. He's got a point to prove as well, so you never know, he might come up with the goods. It's been a long time since we watched him on Match of the Day. And that's what most teams are gauged by these days, so it'd be lovely to sit down on a Saturday and watch Leeds United playing with Gary Lineker presenting Match of the Day. That shows we'll be back in the big time, and it's been sadly missed over the last 15 years.
Even with 90 minutes left in the tie, Leeds fans will already be thinking of a day at Wembley and even a return to the big time.
Volunteers from a community cafe in Leeds had 2 reasons to celebrate this weekend. They completed the half marathon and raised money to keep their cafe open. They've almost hit their target, but there's still time to donate on their Just Giving page. Abby McClure reports.
Taking a well-deserved break after running over 21 kilometres through the streets of Leeds. Yesterday, these volunteers at the Rainbow Junction Cafe ran the gruelling Leeds Half Marathon. The cafe, held at All Hallows Church in Hyde Park, turns food waste into a tasty lunch 3 days a week.
We're a community cafe, we're a great community hub. We've got a great atmosphere, loads of workshops going on as well, and lots of an advice service. The food is good, and the food is being saved from the bin, so you're helping the planet.
Emily couldn't run this year due to knee injuries, but a team of 4 volunteers have taken over. The cafe has been running for over 4 years, but without fundraising, it's at risk of closing. The money raised is so important as the cafe runs on a pay-as-you-feel basis. The idea is that those with more money pay extra to cover those who can't afford the cost of the meal.
And that's kind of, again, why this run is important, because those daily donations are just not like cutting the mustard. We're not getting enough money to sustain ourselves, so we have to do so many kind of extracurricular things to try and bring in that, to try and rectify our cash flow, basically.
It was an unexpectedly warm day for the half marathon yesterday, but all 4 volunteers completed the race. They've raised over 2/3 of their £4,500 target, and there's still time to donate on their Just Giving page.
There was quite a lot of walking. I was in quite a lot of pain for the second half. So rather than kind of like be in more pain, we kind of just decided to cut our losses and just take it easy.
I love it. I just want to give back as much as I can, and I'd been running a bit when it came round, and I just thought it's something that I could do, and hopefully we'll raise enough money to keep the cafe open a lot longer.
Worth the effort for these runners, the cafe survives and will continue to help tackle food poverty and food waste in Hyde Park.
Now for some news in brief, West Yorkshire Police is to recruit a new Chief Constable on a salary of more than £180,000. The former Chief Constable, Dee Collins, retired last month over health issues. Police and Crime Commissioner Mark Burns-Williamson said he was looking for a dynamic, forward-thinking Chief Officer. Interviews for the post will take place in June. A University Leeds professor has been announced as the new Poet Laureate for the UK. 55-year-old Simon Armitage has published 28 collections and his work forms part of the national curriculum. The West Yorkshire writer will hold the historic post for the next decade. More than 200 dangerous drivers in Yorkshire have been caught by police using an unmarked HGV supercab in the past 12 months. The unmarked supercab allowed police to film evidence of unsafe driving by pulling up alongside vehicles. The drivers are then pulled over by police cars following a short distance behind. Volunteers are being celebrated for their work in the county. Winner of the Sport Award at the Yorkshire Women Volunteer Awards, Gemma Berwick, joins us in the studio. Gemma, welcome.
Hi.
Firstly, can you just tell us a bit about the work that you've done this year to win yourself this award?
So I've been working with Berwick UFC. We've got a vision to promote the benefits of sport, and we've been reaching out to the local community to try and get more children and adults to participate in sport. As part of that, we've been looking at the barriers that prevent people from getting involved in sport. So things like kit, we've organised a collection for Lord Taverners, which collects recycled kit and donates it to overseas and the people that are struggling.
I was just going to say, how have you tied in the work with sport to increase the awareness of the mental health, and why is it so important to you?
I think sports helped me in the past deal with my own mental health issues when I was younger, and when I joined the club I was quite not very confident, and being part of that club and there's such an amazing family, I want more people to benefit from that.
And going on to the awards night on Friday, did you have any expectation of actually picking up that award?
Not at all. There were some really inspirational people there, and when they announced my name, my face just dropped, and the lady even said to me, "You didn't expect to get that, did you?" And I was like, no. I consider it as something that I'm really passionate about, and so I don't feel like it deserves recognition because it's just natural.
How did you feel walking up stage? Were you
nervous?
Blown away?
Yeah, it felt quite surreal, but I was glad that our club got recognition for what we were doing.
Mm-hmm. And so far this year, you've won Volunteer of the Year for Yorkshire Carnegie Community Awards, as well as Clubman of the Year at your local club, Airborough, and now this award for your county as a whole. So what is next for you? What are your future plans?
I'm just going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to organise a mental health event which promotes the benefit of sport and how sports participation and being part of a team can improve mental health. Lots of plans for our 50th anniversary, so we're going to reach out to more of the community, try to get them involved. And we'll be running a session during the summer, which is a rugby picnic. So little children can come along and take part in a free taster session and have a picnic afterwards.
When do you have a date for that yet?
We haven't decided on the official date, but it's probably towards mid-June time.
And just children invited for that, or
yeah, just
family?
Children at the moment. But as a club, we do welcome kind of anyone from all ages, even as social members, if they're just looking for friends or to connect with other people. They don't necessarily have to like rugby. We're just a family club, and we want people to come on board and really just see what benefits you get from being part of that club.
Right, that's brilliant. Well, congratulations, and thank you for the interview. Good luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Now, Bradford Council are looking to impose a ban on all disposable and portable barbecues. Ilkley Moor was ravaged by wildfire 3 weeks ago. Over 20,000 square metres of land was severely damaged, and it's thought that the fire may have been started deliberately. James Fountain reports.
The charred remains of the Ilkley Moor fires. These were caused 3 weeks ago by the suspected misuse of a portable barbecue by a group of young men. Rights of Way, a Bradford City Council group, are keen to ensure this does not happen again.
We're looking to implement or introduce a thing called a public space protection order, which would effectively prohibit the use of barbecues and lighting fires, etc. on specified areas, and the moorland areas within the Bradford district will be specified if that order comes about.
Locals will be pleased that measures are being put in place to deter criminals in the future. But sadly, it seems the damage on Ilkley Moor will take a long time to heal.
Yorkshire has welcomed artists from Mexico City to celebrate the Day of the Dead. Leeds and Mexican artists have been working on sculptures as part of the Grief series in the Merrion Centre last weekend. The Grief series asked people to contribute memories to offered shrines inspired by the tradition. The Grief series is a big series set up in the Merrion Centre, and we have heard more from someone at the site.
Well, I suppose we've just been really overwhelmed by the really warm response that we've had from people in Leeds to working with artists from Mexico. We weren't sure how much the language barrier was going to be a problem, and how much the English weather was going to be a problem, because nothing dries in quite the same time. But they've been saying that even though the weather's really, really cold, the people are really warm. So they've had a lovely introduction to the UK.
Now let's go on to Tom with a roundup of the rest of this week's sporting action. Tom?
Thanks. Well, it's been a big weekend for sport. As we know, Leeds United came out 1-0 winners over Derby County in their playoff first leg. The Whites have, however, suffered a blow for the second leg as striker Gemma has been ruled out of Wednesday's match against Derby with a calf injury. Into League One, and Doncaster had a slightly tougher time over the weekend. They hosted Charlton Athletic on Sunday, but lost 2-1 as Lyle Taylor and Joe Airbo's finishers put the visitors in a good position going into the second leg on Friday. Doncaster's Matty Blair gave Rovers some hope with a late goal at the Keepmoat Stadium. Rugby now, and the biggest game of the weekend saw Bradford Bulls host Leeds Rhinos in the Challenge Cup's 6th round on Saturday lunchtime. The two sides haven't faced off competitively since the Bulls' relegation from the Super League in 2014. However, it was the lower league division side, Bradford, that came out with the win at 24-22. Elsewhere in the Challenge Cup, Friday saw Hull FC beat Castleford Tigers 28-12. Wakefield won 26-6 at home to Widnes, and Halifax won on the road at Dewsbury 34-6. On Sunday, the Huddersfield Giants lost 22-16 at home to Super League leaders St Helens. The draw for the quarter-finals was made after the Sunday games and is a surefire thing that a championship side will be in the semi-finals, as Bradford will host Halifax at Todsall. Elsewhere, Wakefield will travel to St Helens, Hull KR host Warrington, and Hull FC welcome the Catalan Dragons to the East Coast. And finally, in rugby union, Yorkshire Carnegie chairman Sir Ian McGeechan has stepped down from the club following his financial troubles there. Carnegie have also allowed Harry Davey and Cian Romain to leave, as both have signed with rival championship side Cornish Pirates. The pair follow director of rugby Chris Sterling's move to Cornwall. But that's all for today's sport. We'll have more through the week as we gear up for the crucial matches in the playoffs on Wednesday and Friday. Back to you, Amy.
Thanks, Tom. And it's looking lovely out there. Anissa, where are you today?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Amy. Well, as you can see, the weather is looking great this afternoon. A perfect weather for a cornetto ice cream indeed. So the weather today is looking dry and sunny with the temperatures of 19 degrees of blue skies. Although there is a very high pollen count today, this will be occurring tomorrow with the temperatures running of 15 degrees. Leaving patchy clouds and clearer spells throughout the day, warm by day and chilly by night. Over to Wednesday and Thursday, it will be looking around 14 to 15 degrees. Over to the weekend, it will be looking partly cloudy throughout the day, and some rainy showery spells will also be showing. So it will be turning cloudier, breezy and cooler as we get towards the weekend. So do enjoy the sunshine for as much time as we got, and do crack on a barbecue. Over to you, Amy.
Thanks, Anissa. At least we know we've got some lovely weather to look forward to this weekend. But that's all we've got time for today here at Yorkshire Voice. There's more news and sport on our website, or you can follow us at Yorkshire V. We're back at the same time tomorrow, but that's it from here in the Leeds Trinity newsroom. I'm Amy Goodall. Goodbye for now.